Hello, beautiful. I am so honored and grateful that you are taking the time out of your day to check out what the inner circle is about. And I'm really excited to guide you through some exercises to help you understand a little bit about the self-image, what the inner circle can do for you, and my story. So you have an idea of what this journey entails, what it looks like, and that you matter and that your journey matters. And I'm here to help open up that door for you if that's what you desire. So we are going into the second launch of the Inner Circle. We've already done a 90-day run with amazing women who have invested in their self, who have changed their self-image, who are on the path to transforming their self-image. And I'm grateful to be relaunching and bringing more of you into the Inner Circle. It's been so fun and so connected. And so I'm going to get right into this little presentation to give you an idea of what to expect and who I am. So I really appreciate you being here. If you can, get in a place where you can pay attention, maybe take notes, and have your headphones in, because I'm going to guide you through some exercises, some experiential exercises, if you'd like to follow. So real quick, just a background about me. I'm a beauty entrepreneur. I also am a speaker. I have created and launched many online courses. This is my fiance, Joshua. I also am the co-founder of a beauty learning platform called We Are Bee. I'm a fiance and a bonus mom. I'm a certified spiritual life coach and EFT practitioner. And I've worked with over 800 students and clients over the years. And so it's been such a wild journey. And these are the roles that I've played. And that's not who I am, though. I'm a human being. I just decided to step into my potential that you all have. And I'm here to share and to inspire and to help you hopefully decide and choose to believe in yourself. So in order to know the past, you have to understand you have to know the past to understand the present. Carl Sagan. I love this because I showed you guys where I am and the roles that I play, a few of them, but it wasn't always that way. So I actually was born into a family of 10 kids. I'm 9th out of 10. That's me on the left, the only one not looking at the camera, but that's pretty typical. I always questioned life. Like, were you, I want you to put in the comments or make some notes if you have been like curious and you're the one that's saying, why can't I do something? My mom was always saying, or my dad, because I told you so. That just didn't cut it for me. I knew that there was more to life. I always longed for the magic. I always longed for connection, but I didn't receive that. And the environment that I grew up in led me to believe that I had to earn love. My parents did the best that they could with what they had, but I was raised in a very traditional and religious household. And so I didn't feel like I mattered. I didn't feel like I had a voice. I moved around a lot growing up. I eventually took on the identity of a people pleaser. How many of you guys have experienced this before, where you realize that the only way to get love or attention or nurturing or validation was to become a people pleaser? That eventually led me to seeking external validation through relationships and developing a lot of codependent patterns. So this is me as a child, little Shelly. I'm sending so much love to my inner child. But the programming, right, that we're going to talk about within the inner circle is inner child programming. So these are a few of the programming and limiting beliefs that I had. One was that I can only be happy if others around me are happy, that my feelings don't matter, that no one hears me. I felt like I wasn't important, that I was just a number, and it's not okay to be different. I only felt worthy if I did XYZ externally, right? I always was programmed to not question my beliefs. You just simply follow the status quo. I was led to believe that food solves problems, and I had to overcome an eating disorder, and that I am a mess up, a shame, and I can't do anything right. And so this was a lot of the programming that I internalized and a lot of the programming that I received. And we're going to go into what this means and what the self-image is and how it's formed. But these are some of the beliefs that I internalized that contributed to me having a distorted self-image. So when I was a teenager, this is when things got really rocky. I, at one point, ended up running away from home. I got my teeth knocked out, and I had an appendicitis all in the same year. This was due to, I believe, my limiting beliefs continuously manifesting themselves. I believed that my environment, that my family, that my mom hated me because I was different and I was curious and I wanted to hang out with my friends, but I didn't follow the religious guidelines that they wanted me to. And that resulted in a lot of abuse. It resulted in a lot of neglect, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I believe that this was like me crying out and manifesting those limiting beliefs. But when I turned 18, I was like, I am out of here. I'm going to do my thing. I got to get on with my life. And luckily, I found the beauty industry. And this is what allowed me to step into my power, to step into my purpose. And it really allowed me to hold space for women and to learn about my own gifts. So eventually I decided I wanted to be my own boss, and I got into entrepreneurship. And this is me at a conference and with some amazing women that were on my team. And as I was learning as an entrepreneur how to run a business and how to put myself out there, it really put me in, out of my comfort zone, which is, part of the self-image transformation process is getting uncomfortable. And I remember going to this convention, and I remember seeing this lady on stage, and she was a speaker, and she said that she came from nothing. She essentially grew up homeless and then all of a sudden was a 7-figure earner. And not all of a sudden, it was through blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of trials. But she believed in herself. And that was so, so inspiring to me. So how many of you guys have been like, I believe that there's something more? Have you felt like you had a calling to be more, that you've had a calling to get to know yourself more, to step into your spiritual journey, to step into your higher self, but you just don't know where to start. You don't know where to go. I'm going to give you permission to give yourself permission that you can do it. You can do it. And that's what she did for me. And at this event, I had a mentor pull me aside, and he said, Shelly, what are your dreams? What impact do you want to make? How much money do you want to make? And I was like, holy shit, like, hold the phone. I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to use my own brain. I'm allowed to think of things more beyond the programming, the 9 to 5, the clock in, the clock out, the beliefs that were put on me. Like, I'm allowed to do this. So the most powerful thing that happened from me being an entrepreneur was allowing myself to realize that I get to give myself permission. And it's the same for you. You can give yourself permission to step into whatever it is that you desire. But as you grow and as you change your self-image and as you learn more about yourself, you start to realize what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And at this point, I was married in a toxic relationship, a toxic marriage, and I ended up filing for a divorce. And that was something I had to overcome and not care what anybody else thought. And I knew that if I kept following my heart, good things would come. But unfortunately, I didn't take time to know or love myself. And so I fell back into, if you look to the left, another codependent relationship. That's not what, this is one of my mentors, but I was in a toxic relationship after my divorce again, because I didn't take time to really understand what it is that I need. And I have a lot of compassion for myself at that point in my journey. But remember, the codependent patterns will show up over and over until you learn how to become interdependent, which is part of changing your self-image. But as I went on to my journey, I surrounded myself and I inserted myself into an environment that was supportive. And this is my mentor, Justin Prince. And he helped me so much. He brought something to my attention. One day I was growing a lot, and I was also seeing people around me that were growing way faster. And I was like, what's wrong with me? So how many of you guys have felt like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not growing? I'm doing the things, I'm meditating, I'm learning how to be self-aware, and just things aren't happening. That was me. I felt like I was on this journey for so long and I wasn't getting to where I wanted to be. And Justin said, Shelly, you need to make a conscious decision about who you will lead, how you will lead, and who you want to be. Because really what it comes down to is your timing is yours, and you can't compare your timing to anyone else's. But if you align every action, every thought, every decision with that vision that you have of who you want to become, that's when you will manifest it. And it takes time, and you have to believe that your time is coming. So thankfully for him, I was like, you know what, I'm going to still follow what feels right. I started getting uncomfortable. I started going live on Facebook every single day, which was this little screenshot of my Facebook. And I started sharing my voice and sharing the things that I was learning and putting myself out there. And I just like wanted to help people. I wanted to touch people. I wanted to inspire people. And through that, of course, I'm gaining a new level of confidence. I end up leaving this toxic relationship and taking time to just do me, right? So at the beginning, I didn't take time to love myself. Justin helped me step more into my true self and to make a conscious decision. And I started using my voice more. Community with a common goal is huge. So as I was using my voice, I stepped into an environment with other people who instilled belief in me. So this little guy that is, he is, you know, giving love to this person. That's really and truly what I believe community can do for you. And this is why I created the inner circle, because I was like, how can I duplicate the environment that helped me thrive, that helped me survive, that helped me step more into my potential? And this is what came to me. So you can do anything that you desire. You don't need anybody or anyone to tell you to do that. But a lot of us are coming out of a deficit. A lot of us are, we need that soundboard at the beginning of our journey to be seen and to know that we're important, to be encouraged. And so community with a common goal was a huge part of my self-image transformational process. So after I broke up with Corey, I said, you know what? I am going to get to know and love myself. That's me in the middle here. I broke up with Corey. I said, I know that there's something more. There's something more for me. So how many of you guys are feeling that again? I was like, I know that there's something more. I'm meant to do more. I was awakened through angel numbers. I started seeing 1111 everywhere. I started having more awareness of like, whoa, there has to be something more. And I started following my intuition. So seeing angel numbers, seeing synchronicities, seeing multiples of colors or messages. If you see that, follow that. That is your intuition guiding you. That is your higher self guiding you. And it takes time to learn to trust that. I started seeing these synchronicities is what they're called. And it seems like, you know, when the right thing happens at the right time and people think it's coincidence, that to me is a synchronicity. So I started following those signs, and it led me to finding my spirit parents. And I love these guys. They have helped me so much in my life. I'm so grateful for them. Their names are Ed and Pat, and they own an Awakening Heart store in Sugar House, which is a metaphysical shop. And I didn't realize I was on a spiritual journey as I was transforming my self-image. But the more that I trusted in what felt right to me, and the more that I built awareness around like, oh my gosh, like there's a reason I'm feeling this pull to be somebody more and to share my voice and to get out there, the more I started aligning myself with the things that were going to support me on that journey. Ed and Pat taught me about the inner child, and this is what I'm so grateful for. The inner child is a part of our psyche that holds our traumas and our experiences and our wounds that we haven't yet looked at. That's the wounded inner child part of our psyche, but we can transform that and transcend that and change the narrative so we no longer have to feel those things. And that is part of what the inner circle is about. So they kept showing me all these things and guiding me and helping me. And I started to trust that the universe had my back. So eventually I came out of this deficit of like feeling like I was a nobody, wanting to believe, but not really sure, but then surrounding myself with the right people. And then I started to realize, holy shit, the universe has my back. Holy shit. I can literally trust that everything will happen in divine timing as long as I'm patient and I trust in the process. So learn to trust in the process. This is part of it. Eventually, I found my amazing partner in crime, my partner in shine, my lover, my confidant, my best friend. But we've been through a lot to get to that point. And this is Joshua. As I learned to trust in the process, the right people came into my life. And he was a huge, huge, huge huge, impactful person. I literally wouldn't be here without him. He has mirrored so much truth and love to me, and helped me grow in ways that I didn't know were possible. So this is what he taught me, is that relationships are mirrors for us. And what I want to share with you within the inner circle, we are all living mirrors for each other, and it's a safe place to process. But as we go out into the world, if you can look at relationships, if you can look at people like they are mirrors for us, like they're giving you feedback of what you're putting out, then it starts to get a little bit more interesting, because the negativity or the limiting beliefs or the projections that you're feeling, that you're putting out, or that you're receiving, is all information of like what's going on inside. How are you choosing to show up? And he really taught me that, and I'm so grateful for him. He also taught me that failing is okay, and it's a part of the process. As we have delved more into entrepreneurship, we have started multiple businesses together. We've done so many things. We've tried and done and achieved so many different things together. And something that I love is that he has always just allowed himself to go into what's next and to not waste time worrying about failure, right? Because failure is just a part of the process. The way out is through it, though, and you can be there for yourself. So another thing that Josh taught me is that something, when it comes to the codependency patterns that we're breaking, really what it is about is learning to self-soothe, because a lot of us are looking to relationships to be something for us, to like complete us. But really, we are the only ones that can give us what we need fully. And then you come together in a partnership in interdependence, not codependence, interdependence, where you individually know how to take care of each of your needs, and then you make something greater, and anything from that space is extra. And so the only way out is through. So he taught me really, and this is why I'm so passionate about emotional healing. He really was a mirror for me to like signal these deep emotional traumas that I had not worked through. And the only way out is through. So you can be there for yourself. You can self-soothe. You can heal through emotions. And we teach this in the inner circle. How to take yourself through emotional processing, to feel what needs to be felt and to release it, and then to step into those good feelings that are available to you right now if you're able to work through the things that are hard for you. So as we go on this journey deeper and deeper, I want you to know that you're supported and that you can stay connected to your heart. You can stay connected to what feels right to you, and that you're worthy and that you're enough. And this is the biggest lesson of it all, is that you are supported and you can stay connected to your heart through it, no matter what you're going through. Even if you're doubting yourself, even if you don't feel like you can do it, that is what I'm here to do, to remind you of that, which is why I created the inner circle, to give you the soul medicine, the tools and the practices. So that's a little bit of my journey. I'm so grateful that you're here listening. So now I'm going to go into more of like what the self-image is. All right. So the self-image is, it's formed by your experiences, your traumas, your beliefs, how we have been reacted to, our successes, how we interpret things when we were younger. Okay, so we internalize our experiences and say, this is what we are. So now I want you to get out your phone and I want you to put it in selfie mode. I want you to take a photo and write what you see. All right, so this is exercise 1. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do so. When you're looking at your picture, don't pre-qualify yourself. Don't judge yourself. No one's going to see this. Just follow the exercise. Looking at your photo, do you feel anxious? Do you feel sad? Do you see trauma? Do you feel broken? Do you feel like, how do you feel about yourself? What are the honest observations that you feel about you? Do you feel worthy? Do you feel joy? Do you feel powerful? Do you feel beautiful? Are you zooming in on the zit that you see in your face? Do you see a scar? Do you see happy? What do you see? So how do we change, right? Because you guys came to listen to this because you know that I'm about the self-image and healing the self-image. So how do we change? The first step to healing is awareness. This is the first step to healing of anything. Understand first that you can believe and you can change it. You can change. Believe that you can change. So now I'm going to take you through an exercise where we are going to reconnect with our innocence. And this is part of understanding how the inner circle is going to be providing you experiential exercises to really tune in and feel the difference in your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to jet our belly out. So I'm going to come from the side. I'm going to come from the side so you can see. But hold on here, my computer needs to get plugged in. Okay, so when I breathe in through the nose, I'm gonna jet my belly out, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And breathwork is a part of the inner circle. We teach you how to breathe properly. We're going to retrain our breathing because that is a huge part of healing and unlocking this space to process and to be and to respond versus react. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth will help you relax into your body. Now go ahead and follow me. Get in a comfortable position where you can listen to me, where you can be present, where you are undistracted. So we also generate a lot of healing energy in our hands. So we're going to start with that and breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's like you're blowing through a straw. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to take our hands, put them over our heart, and really allow yourself this space to tune in. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting our body relax fully, 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 deep, deep, deep into relaxation and receiving mode. I want you to imagine that you're just filling up your heart with love every time you breathe in and breathing out. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye, wherever your happy place is, what does it look like? What's happening around you? Are you outside? Are you inside? Where is that happy place? What's going on? Is there music? Are there people around you? Who's with you? Are they here? Have they passed? Allow yourself to be in this present moment. Now I want to invite you through this little exercise with an open mind and heart to receive what you're about to say to yourself. I want you to say your name. So I'll say Shelly. Say, I love you, Shelly. I love you, and then say your name. Say, I honor you. Say, I forgive you. Say, I am enough. Take another breath. Say, I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am grounded. And then when you're ready, I would love for you to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take another breath. Be in that. Come back into your body. Now, I'm going to give you a few minutes to write about your experience, what emotions came up, and how you're feeling now. Beautiful. Next, we're going to talk about the emotional self. So first, we got to build awareness. Our emotions are actually always leaving us clues. Triggers give us clues to unresolved trauma, all right? So some signals like our heart engine light is on, and we need to tend and care to ourselves. So whenever we're triggered, I just imagine it, our heart check engine light going on and saying, hello, something needs to be looked at. If we become self-aware of our emotions, where they come from, why they're coming up, it allows us to heal and reprogram and let go. So what you're feeling does matter. And that's a huge, huge message that I want to share with the world, because I think it's so important for us to realize that, like, no matter what you've gone through, no matter who told you you don't matter, that your feelings don't matter, I'm here to tell you that they do. And one of my favorite quotes from Michael Singer says, if you love life, nothing is worth closing your heart over. We do not need to be afraid of our emotions. So many people avoid this type of healing because they're so deathly afraid to feel the feelings that need to be felt in order to move through it. But if you allow yourself compassion and the space to just be in it without judgment, that's where the magic happens. So a huge part of understanding our emotional triggers is that we have the power to change our emotional state and our emotional triggers. So I'm going to teach you about the circle of emotions real quick. So if you imagine the state of feeling, whether you're triggered, angry, scared, anxious, is the state in the middle. And the state that you're feeling, there's three things that trigger that or continue to perpetuate the cycle of you feeling that, or the amplification of that, or the downward spiral of that feeling. So the first one right here is the physical response to the body, the physical association. All right, that is number one. Number two is the attention. So it's the focus that we put on the situation and the feeling. And number three are the words that we describe to interpret and put the meaning behind what we're feeling, all right? So physical association. Do you ever notice that people who are depressed, or if you're feeling sad, there's literally a physical manifestation? Your shoulders are hunched over, you're looking at the ground. Excuse me. Another physical association is the physiological response. So it could be like butterflies in your stomach. It could be a tightness in your chest if you're feeling anxiety. It could be your throat closing off. It could be hotness in your head, right? There's so many different physical associations with emotions. The second thing is attention. So what we focus on and what we put our focus on is what we continue to feel. So where focus goes, energy flows. And then semantics, words we use to describe, interpret, and put meaning behind the feelings. So a semantics would be like, they made me feel this way. Like if someone triggered you and you said that they meant to hurt your feelings, the semantics would be, they meant to hurt my feelings, which would perpetuate a feeling in your body. And then you would focus on that feeling that feels bad and say, I'm feeling so bad and I'm so focused on this bad feeling and they meant to do that. And then do you see how this cycle goes on and on and on? So here is the power. If you can change one of each of these three steps, you can shift out of an emotional downward spiral. So what that means is physical. Maybe you move your body, you dance, you get up, you go for a walk, you shake your body, you do a workout, you breathe. The breathing helps with nervous system regulation. Attention. What are you focusing on? Are you waking up and focusing on what you're grateful for? How do you set the day? How do you refocus and reframe your focus into something that is what you want to feel? And then the semantics, are you writing a narrative, or are you interpreting a situation and it's making you the victim and it's making you feel more angry? Or are you interpreting it as they are responsible for their emotions and I'm going to be and tend to my own emotions? So this is a real quick peek into some of the emotional tools that I teach you guys. And so the first step to healing is awareness, right? So when we're talking about the emotional self, we gotta build a new habit. And we talk about habits and rituals within the inner circle. And the first step to healing is awareness. So tuning in every day and becoming aware of what you're feeling is so important. Remember that you are not your emotions, and so many people identify with them. And if you can realize that you're a human experiencing their emotions, and the emotion comes in waves and you just feel it and you're a vessel and you process through it, then they're not as scary. Then you realize most people's emotional charge, if you allow yourself to feel it, only lasts for 90 seconds. People spend a whole entire life building walls around their emotions that they don't want to feel. And if they just felt it, they would only last for about 90 seconds. How crazy is that? So exercise number 3 is going to be just like a heart check-in. So what I like to do is I like to place my hands over my heart, and what I'm going to have you do right now is breathe into your heart, breathe into your heart. What is your mind telling you? What is your heart telling you? What is your body telling you? What are you feeling today? Open your mind to checking in with your heart. And what I'm going to have you do is now journal what's coming to mind about your feelings. And we just did a check-in. So what's coming up for you today? What emotions are you feeling today? If you don't know what emotions you're feeling, that's okay too. We're going to learn how to build emotional intelligence and really learn to express what's alive inside of us as part of the inner circle. So what can you expect from the inner circle? I hope these exercises helped you and helped give you an idea of what to expect. I'm just going to open these up real quick. So we're going to go over emotions, unlocking these different emotions to process through them so you can feel free, so you can feel lighter, so you can feel more self-expressed. I'm going to teach you about the inner child. We're going to build a relationship with our inner child and learn to nurture our inner child in ways that we never received. We're going to go over the self-image as well and reprogramming that. You're going to write out your new self-image and what the intentions are with what you're creating. We're going to go over body image. Like I mentioned, I had to overcome an eating disorder and change my relationship with food and learn how to move my body and become in tune with my body, right? Because the mind, the body, and the heart all work together to transform ourselves and transform our lives and our self-image. I'm also going to teach you about energy and chakras, because I think it's important to realize that we are energy and everything is energy. And when our chakras are not aligned, it can cause physical ailments in the body, in the mind, and in our hearts. And then we're going to go over habits. So I hope you cultivate an environment that is conducive to the habits that you would like to develop, as well as creating new habits and having accountability. So these are all a part of the inner circle, and I'm so freaking pumped. All right, you're also going to get self-study curriculum. So topics are going to be released in your portal. Once you enroll into the monthly membership, you'll have access to the first week. And then our teachings will be released weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the week that we're focused on. And I will guide you through processes, techniques, mindset topics, meditation, self-image exercises, journaling, something similar to what you experienced today. And you can do this on your own time. So a lot of people that can't do, certain times of the day because they're working or whatever, you can do the self-study curriculum on your own time. I just asked you guys to, at least in the week that we release the curriculum, to finish it that week. I also have structure, right, with the community and tools for you guys to feel supported and connected. We have a Facebook group, and then this is a Slack text message app. So if you want to get daily text, you want to check in, you want to hear what other tribe members have to share or what they're going through, it's a great way for us to stay connected. I also have guest appearances coming on the live gathering. So we do one live gathering a month, and we go over the topic. One of the topics will be inner child healing. I'm bringing one of my amazing intuitive healer friends on for that. We're going to go over breath work, nervous system regulation for the emotional week, and I'll bring another guest on that. Body image, we're going to have another special guest, tribe member. She's a healer and an inspirational leader as well. And so a lot of exciting things to look forward to. I'll send you guys the calendar and the dates for those live events, which are all via Zoom. And then you guys will do your self-study and then be connected through the Facebook and the Slack app. So you guys feel connected and that you're not alone in this journey. So real quick, I want to share with you guys a few of people's responses. So like I mentioned, we've already done a 90-day run with these amazing women. And I'm excited to continue adding to the tribe. And you all have your own energy, your own signature, your own story that you could bring to the group and help other people by sharing that. So I'm so excited and grateful to be connected to you. And right now, this is what I'm going to share. So my girl Shelby, she's out in Oregon. She texted me after she went through one of the exercises I teach for the daily ritual practices, which is energy tune-up. And she said, daily choices, I feel like I didn't need my coffee. I'm so excited to create new cues. I said, oh my gosh, yeah. Is that after the energy tune-up? She said, yes, I felt the urge just to listen to fun, silly, happy music. And now I'm headed to the first day at my new job. The energy tune-up is going to be a game changer. Maribel, that she is in New York, and she said today's inner circle gathering was beautiful and powerful. So this was a live gathering right afterwards. And then one of my soul sisters, Robbie, who's also a part of the inner circle, says, this has been one of the most freeing self-discoveries to date for me personally. Is such a freedom knowing that I control my thoughts and that there's no one to blame. I can always start over. Creating healthier habits and letting go of negative emotions have really helped me grow. I can't thank you sisters enough for showing up for me. So the community and the support is real, and people are getting results, and we're loving it. So what I want to offer you guys is, since we're relaunching, I want to give you a discount. So it's going to be $55 per month. So you're going to want to use a code, which I didn't put in here, but the code is going to be, let me see if I can put this in the chat. The code is going to be self-healers 1, 2, 3. Self-healers 1, 2, 3. Okay, so self-healers 1, 2, 3 is the code. Self-healers 1, 2, 3 is gonna discount the monthly membership from $88 per month to $55 per month, and it gets you access to all of that. So please go enroll. The code will expire on the 15th. We're launching on the 11th. So if you're seeing this after the 11th, please enroll by the 15th, and then we're going to get it going. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And I know that you're worthy. I know that you're enough, and I'm here and ready to serve you. If you have any questions, you can email me at this email, SIB Academy Tribe, which stands for Self-Limited Beauty, sibacademytribe@gmail.com. The main thing I want you to do, even if you don't join the membership, which is totally fine, is that you're worthy and you're enough. And I believe in you, and I genuinely mean that. And even if I don't know you, the truth is I do believe that. And I do love you, and I do know that you're worthy and that you're enough, because you're a human being and you were put on this path, and you were put in this moment to listen to what I'm saying for a reason. And if that's the only thing you get today, that is what I want you to know. You are worthy, and you can shine, and you can love yourself, and you can heal. You can give yourself permission to do so. So I'm going to go back here real quick. Go to bit.ly/SIB inner circle to sign up for the discount. And I hope that you got something out of this training. Please reach out to me. Let me know of your experiences, how you felt during the exercises, and I'll talk to you soon.